So I'll walk you through the entire concepts of infrastructure automation, and we'll be wrapping up my session with a small demonstration where you will get to know that how interactively you can work using Terraform and create your infrastructure on any cloud or any on-premises platform. So let's get started. The first thing let's talk about today is about infrastructure automation. So when I say infrastructure automation, the first thing that comes into the mind, which is most popular and demanding, is the approach. Okay, that how you are automating your infrastructure that you are running. Okay, we have many infrastructures which vary from simple to complex environments. Okay, we have mission critical workloads running on the infrastructure. We have testing workload running on the infrastructure. So how this diverse requirement you can fulfill. Okay, so that is where we have this approach that is being very popular and being wisely used across the different organizations nowadays, that is called infrastructure as a code. Okay, so when we say infrastructure, the first thing in this we have infrastructure, which is basically your any resource that you are creating for running your applications, for hosting your applications, okay, for running your workload. And that infrastructure can be a virtual machine, that infrastructure can be a web server, that infrastructure can also be simply any resource on any specific cloud service provider. Maybe it's on Azure, or maybe it's on Amazon or Google or Oracle, and so on. Okay, so now the question is, when we talk about infrastructure, why we are saying it as a code? What's the main idea behind that? Okay, because entire Terraform or any other such tools that we have in the market is completely based on this logic of IAC, infrastructure as a code. Okay, so infrastructure as a code basically what you are doing is you are defining your entire production workload through some coding, through some file, through some text file, okay, which can be of specific formats like YAML or JSON. Okay, but you are putting them into a particular text format. So instead of managing it through the manually, okay, you are automating it, you are doing it through a code. Okay, so you are writing your entire definition of your all the resources that you need to run your workload. Okay, maybe you are needing a virtual machine. Inside virtual machine, what do you need, which image you need, what configurations for the virtual machines. If you're using a web server, which web server you are using, okay, what ports you need to configure, everything, right from networking to storage, everything you're defining it on a specific file that you are using, which is basically a specific format file, which can be a .json file. Mostly you will see that the files are ending with the extension called .json, and along with that, the one which we're discussing will be ending with .tf. You will also come across files with .yaml, .yml, or .yaml. Both of them are same. Okay, now what are the advantages of this using approach of defining your entire infrastructure here as a code is you can easily provision your infrastructure and you can have the versioning of your infrastructure. Okay, so let's say today your infrastructure is running on version 1. Tomorrow your team has done some patch, some minor updates, so you can give a small versioning. You can have a major update, you can have a minor versioning, 1.x point patch versions. So whenever there is any patch update, you can update the patch version. Whenever there is any minor update, you can update the minor version. Whenever there is any major update, you can go for major version. So easily you can version your entire infrastructure. So let's say today in June 2022 you started running your infrastructure through Terraform or through any other IEC tool. Okay, so you are running it on version 1. Tomorrow after 6 months your company requirement changes. Okay, you need more nodes, you need more instances to run in your and production workload. You need to configure your more requirements, so you will do some configuration changes. So you don't want to lose your previous stable state. Okay, so you can do a versioning. Okay, you can upgrade from v1 to v2 and update your infrastructure. So that is completely done through the file on which you are defining your entire infrastructure configuration. Okay, so any infrastructure, be it on premises or be it on cloud, okay, both of them can be managed using this approach called IAC. Okay, it's being more popular towards cloud nowadays because most of the organizations are now opting for the cloud, being XYZ reasons, for costing, for high availability, less tasks, mundane tasks to manage. So there are n number of reasons why companies are going for that. But irrespective of that, the most important thing to highlight here is any infrastructure, be it on premises, be it cloud, you can easily interface them, you can easily manage them, provision them using the approach of infrastructure as a code. Okay, so this also is nowadays used into the DevOps. Okay, so we say the development team and the operation teams, both of them are working together. So it has also become a DevOps practice where different teams can work together, contribute together. Okay, now question is, okay, Akhil, we understood that this is an approach of defining your entire infrastructure into a text file and then provisioning my entire workload. But the question is, when should I use it? Because traditionally I have been already using my infrastructure and I have been manually managing everything. So what's the requirement? Why are we going towards this? And that is where some points I would like to add, that when you should use infrastructure as a code approach. Okay, when you have many large amount of infrastructure as a service resources. Okay, when your infrastructure is rented on different providers, irrespective of running it only on premises. If your company is using a hybrid model, okay, where you have taken the support of different cloud vendors, because nowadays companies are not comfortable or not happy with only one cloud vendor. They want to be have a multi-hybrid cloud model. So where some of the services they take from one cloud vendor, some other from different cloud vendor, depends upon different reason. Okay, so you want that if there are different service providers, then how you want to manage them. Okay, you need to, as I said, regularly do the modifications to your infrastructure. Most important thing, document all the changes that you are doing to your infrastructure. Okay, so these are few of the regions that will help you to understand that, okay, this is where I should start using my infrastructure as a code. Okay, imagine that if you are doing a lot of changes every week, every weekend your team is coming with a new patch, with a new update. Manually you will have to go to your infrastructure and provision and do the modifications. Okay, so it's very hard to keep a track of the changes that you have done to your entire infrastructure. Okay, so using these tools, it's very simple. Okay, although that we have been doing traditionally since last decade of years, we have been doing that, but now it's becoming more simple, more easy, more, I should say, user friendly and flexible approach. And that is where IAC becomes very popular. Okay, now I also told you that it is also a key DevOps practice that we are using. So whenever you want a collaboration between your different teams, between the development teams, administration teams, operation teams, okay, both of them, can contribute towards the infrastructure management and provisioning. That is where your IEC tools also helps, because let's say that your system administrators are having a different job role, your developers are having an entire different job role. Both of them, it's very difficult to synchronize both teams together. But when it comes with IAC approach, it becomes very easy, because both of them have got a simple platform to work. It becomes very easy to contribute, very easy to manage for both the different collaboration teams. Okay, and these are the regions that is where you should start using your infrastructure as a code approach.
And if you're somebody completely new, then you don't have to worry because we have got your back. We have properly planned our 7-week roadmap so that you can excel in your examination. Week 1 would be about what and why about Terraform. We'll be discussing about Terraform installation and basics in week 1 as well. Week 2 would be read, generate, and modify the configuration. Week 3 would consist of provisioners, loops, data source, and built-in functions, along with workflow and state management. Under week 4, we'll be discussing about modules and workspaces, along with Terraform CLI and security in Terraform. Week 5 will be more about Terraform Cloud and enterprise capabilities. Week 6 would be exam registration and some amazing practice questions. You'll be having 5 practice tests that will let you check your knowledge. And week 7 would be tips and resources for clearing the exam certification, CV preparation, and the most important part is our on-job support. And if you're somebody who's completely new and you want to study the exam content from start to finish, then please check out our free class at k21academy.com/terraform02. Under this free class, we'll be covering a lot of topics like cloud and DevOps overview, cloud automation tools, Terraform, cloud formation, Ansible, Chef, Puppet, infrastructure, automation, IAC, Terraform for beginners, what, why, and who should be learning Terraform certification, extending Terraform with Ansible, Chef, Puppet, etc. We'll be giving you a demo of VM deployment in AWS Cloud using Terraform. And the best part is we'll be covering a lot of job opportunities and how you can get better pay in your Terraform job. So all you have to do is just log on to k21academy.com/terraform02 and click on book your free seat now. Select your event date when you're available. Moving ahead, add your name, your email address, your phone number, and click on yes, proceed ahead. Now you'll be seeing this kind of link at the extreme right. Save this link, add it to your calendars, and I'll see you in the free class. Till then, take care and keep learning.